and pushing that out.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly it. So like,
and so how did y'all like start off when you started to do shadow work?
I'll let somebody else after. I just say real quick, the first thing I did was examine what are the main things that bothered me in my life. So for instance, dealing with childhood trauma, the molestation or whatever, let's say my father passing away, and you know, things like that. I took one piece at a time and worked at it one piece at a time. So when I wanted to confront the childhood stuff, I asked spirit guides and angels while I was meditating to show me what I fear and what I'm afraid of with that, with my daughter and everything, because I went through like a problem with that. So I would say it took about 2 weeks where they showed me dreams, and then I would cry for no reason, and I would meditate and just cry and be mad, but then at the end of all of it, I was able to forgive and move on to the next step of the shadow work, which was, let's say, relationships. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you start off by asking them to show you like that part of yourself, and then they will start to work with you. You ask them how you want to see it, though. If you want to see it in dreams, you say, show me in a dream, it's more comfortable for me. You know, it's like that. Self-examination, just looking into yourself. And it's basically like when you go to a therapist and they start to ask you to talk about it, and they tell you to talk about it. But you're doing it with yourself. So it's like, it's harder, but it's actually better in the end, because with a therapist, you have to do that forever. When you do the shadow work, you can talk about what happens to you and not cry about it.
Yeah.
There's no sadness
and really let it go. Yeah, that sounds like a beautiful process.
It is. I don't know if anybody else has done any shadow work, but if you did, please speak on it right now, because when I finish I'm gonna say there's always a little, like, now the shadow work I have is like simple little shit, you know what I'm saying? But like the shadow work that I did before, let me tell you something. It was the hardest, crying, blah, blah. Oh my God. But in the end, I learned number one thing is forgiving myself was first. Forget about forgiving everybody else first. Yeah. First, forgiving yourself. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, you have to forgive yourself for all the pain you put yourself through. Because these people that hurt you, they're not suffering. They're not even thinking about what they did. They don't care that they hurt you, whether it be an ex-boyfriend, a father, uncle, a cousin. They're not thinking about that, because if they were thinking about that, they would have never done what they did to you in the first place. Do you understand? So understand that you have to be forgiving towards yourself first. I'm sorry I put you through so much pain. Like talking to your higher self, I'm so sorry I brought you through this. Then boom, from there, you can work on forgiving everybody else, because first you have to forgive yourself and let go of the guilt. That is so, I have to say this is so important, you guys, because it's recording now and people are going to see this. This is very important. Guilt is the number one. Guilt and fear are the two, but guilt is the worst. Fear is number two, but guilt is so horrible. Like, it's so horrible because we tell ourselves that what we did was bad. We're bad people. I'm bad. I shouldn't have done it. That's horrible. But no, this is what life is. It's a series of ups and downs. We go through it. We learn from it. You know, if you do it more than once, listen, I've done things over and over and over again. I was like, all right, this is bad. I shouldn't do this again. There I was the next day doing the same thing I just did yesterday. So I fucking doing the same thing I just did 5 minutes ago. Fuck yesterday. The point is, bitch, when I was bad, I was like constantly bad. I was like, okay, I'm going to rob someone right now. I'm going to do this then I'm going to go to jail tomorrow because I don't want to go to court today. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was like I pushed everything to the side, you know, because I really would tell myself, it's all right, you can do it. You'll get away with it, right? And it's not me telling you so. It's like a voice inside of you. But like, this is why it's important to get rid of that guilt, because look, I did it. I've been through it. I learned from it. And I'm using all my experiences to help myself. Better yet, I can help other people through it. You know what I'm saying? But if not, the best, listen, the one thing I heard this from a very masterful yogi earlier. I was watching a documentary, Tell Me my fucking documentary. He said the greatest gift man can give to the world is to work on himself. Working on yourself, literally, is the first thing you should try to do before you try to help anybody else. Everybody wants to be a healer, but nobody wants to heal themselves. Everybody wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change themselves. You have to focus on you. That's why this is Zoom stuff that I'm doing is so important, because you guys have to focus on you. Like, when, you know, I see you all getting to a point where I see you talking to people and be like, you look great. It's like that support that I'm sure before, some of us, and let's keep it all the way 100, some of us might have had that thing inside of us, like we might feel a little jealous of somebody, or we might be like a little annoyed by someone. But I see everyone in here growing to the point where jealousy is not here. Hate is not in these rooms. Envy is not here. Guilt is starting to fade away. We're starting to honor ourselves in the way that we speak to ourselves. I haven't seen, and I know because I could see it all up in your faces. If somebody here is trying to act like everything's all right, we talk to each other when everything's not all right. We talk about it. I talk about it. Should I cry? I cry in front of everybody. I don't give a fuck. If I don't feel good, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
I had them days. I had them days.
We all do.
And you have to. And you have to. Everybody in there has to. This is the point of this. Like, we could all pretend like we're perfect, right? Everybody could do that. I could do it too. I could easily do it because, oh, look at me. I'm running groups. I'm perfect. No, bitch. I come home and I'm like, wait, but why am I crying? Yeah. You know, like, just don't get it. Like, and I have to examine why I'm crying, what's going on. Then I have to learn, and we all have to learn this because everybody in here is a form of an empath. Sometimes when we're sad, we're not sad because we're sad. Remember, you might be picking up on someone's energy, so distinguish the two from one another. How you do that is when you pick up on someone else's emotions, when you cry, it doesn't feel personal. Yeah. It's like a cry.
And then you ask yourself, why am I crying?
Right, thank you. That is the fucking question of the day right there. Why the fuck am I crying? Then it's like,
you almost laugh. Like, why? Like, why?
Right. And that's how you know you're really psychotic. After you cry, you laugh.
Then you laugh.
She's a psycho club.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, like, it's so crazy. I cry more when I'm on my period. Like, what the fuck am I crying over?
Yep. Everyone does.
Like,
I do that a lot too.
We pick up on energy.
it's like everything annoys me.
Yeah, we pick up on each other's energy. I mean, we don't actually like physically see each other, but we see each other. Yeah, you know, we're talking to each other about our day to day. You know what's going on. So.
Yep.
By the way, guys, I saw Maria today, and she's just as pretty in person as she is on the screen.
Yes, I saw that picture. You guys look so cute.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I'm on my period. The TV on the background.
That's why, like,
can you guys hear the TV on the background? Is it too loud?
No.
And so you all know. And so you all know. See, the old me, like I would say, maybe like 2-3 years ago. Let's just say I saw one of my friends and they met up with another friend and I wasn't there. The old me would be like,
jealous.
Oh, so you bitches want to meet up without me? That's
Flo, I'm so like that today.
I'm serious, and I would have, and I don't give a
Okay,
fuck.
I'm coming to see you tomorrow.
I felt like that was like,
I'm coming to see you tomorrow.
No, but see,
that used to be me, but I'm like, now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, now I'm the real Florina, but before, like, I'm telling you, I would have been like on some petty shit. Like,
me too.
Fuck you, bitches. I don't know nothing to do with you. You know?
I'm dead and both of you.
I'm like that.
Well, close. Y'all can visit and stuff.
So, Miriam, what are you doing? How you feeling? Good?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
Okay.
And I just told my sister yesterday, she goes, I feel fine. Can I just tell you guys something? I had my ears are popping. Can I tell you guys I had an amazing, can I say, like, I don't know, it's like, I guess a revelation or something. I don't know what the fuck you call it, but my sister and me have a very hard time communicating. She's a Gemini, I'm a Virgo, both of us are ruled by Mercury. Communication can be a problem. Yesterday, I spoke to her all about spirituality and connecting with God and doing all this and doing that. She started off like, shut the fuck up with your spiritual shit. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Like, in other words, like, bugging on me. Dang. She went from that to, like, real, like, oh, like something was getting to her when she would yell and I would write back, yeah, but God, blah, blah, blah. And spiritually, and meditating and connecting, because she's gifted too. She'll be in my room. She'll be like, I don't feel right. I'm getting out. And she'll leave. Like, and it's because she feels the energy. But to her, everything's scary. You know what I mean? Like, I see things all the time. I'll be in my room, you guys, and I'll be sitting, and then I'll just see something pass me. I'm like, hey, how you doing, Joe? You know what I'm saying? Like it's so. But you know, we had a conversation. I'm just gonna tell you, went from like crazy to her like asking for advice on her business and this and that, and I was like, she's my older sister. Like, she ain't about to ask me about shit. If anything, she's gonna tell me what to do. And the way it ended off, I'm just gonna tell you, this is why. Oh, another thing I gotta tell you guys. Okay. Sadie.
Yeah.
If you stop recording and press back again, it will be okay.
Yeah. Let me pause it.
Hey Zach, you know you were asking about what we do for the shadow work.
Yeah.
For me, I write in a journal.
Okay.
I try
that's
to
funny that you say that, because I just started a couple days ago. So that's funny that you say that. But what do you write specifically? Like, what do you write about?
I write about my day. If something bothered me, if I was happy, whatever comes to my mind. Because sometimes I can read my notes and it'd be like sporadic, but it's whatever. If I'm feeling something, I write it down. The meditation, and I've always had a journal. I didn't know that was part of, I guess, shadow work. You know what I mean? But now recently, the Zoom stuff, I've been really trying to write it every day.
And do you ever like look back and reflect on previous entries or? Okay. Yeah.
And so you see a difference, because you're like, wow, on this day, and I try to put the date on it. Not the year, but the date. And I'm like, this is crazy. You know what's going on. But yeah, I do. That's a big thing for me. Because sometimes expressing yourself is kind of hard. I mean, I can do it, but I'd rather write on paper. That's how I like to
Yeah. It's hard. Like, it's one thing to write it down on paper, and then it's another thing to actually do it. So
right.
the journaling has been helping me. It's my day 3 today, so it's been helping me at least get it down on paper, so I can express to myself, so that eventually, you know, I'm able to do that more often in real life outside of the journal, and be able to continue the shadow work that way.
That's good. Journaling is a very, and I'm just going to say, it's a very effective tool. It's used in all types of forms of therapy, all types. Every form of therapy, they always use journaling. Why? Because for some reason, when we take our thoughts out of our heads and put them on paper, it's almost like, you know, it pushes them. My sage was going crazy. That shit would not stop burning. It was like, I'm like, I'm dead. Oh God. So anyway, but I wanted to do like a little meditation for just a quick 5-minute one, real quick, you know, something to just get some, you know, clarity on some things, feel better, calm down before bed later, and then we'll watch a movie if you guys want. Anybody new who wants to suggest a movie? I would love to watch a movie. I wish we could all just be together right now. I really do.
Me too.
It would be like all the women who cook would be in the kitchen cooking. The boy would be over there. I don't know, fucking twerking
Waiting for all the meals.
But like, and it's funny because like, I still like truly in my heart don't believe that this is an actual virus, but it might be. I don't know, but I just don't believe it for some reason. I just all this shit with them coming up with vaccines. Like, please stop. You already have vaccines. Why are you giving me a headache by lying all the time? Like, all they do is lie on the news media. I can't take that shit no more. So I gotta stop paying attention to that, because then I could become like, fuck this world. This world's fucked up. No, I don't give a fuck about it.
I stopped watching the news.
Negative, yeah, I don't. Yeah, but you guys, you don't understand. So like, you know, I live with my mom and my stepdad, right? Downstairs, I'm upstairs. I'm my own upstairs. They have their downstairs, but the TV when they play the news is
Non-stop.
Oh man.
Yo, last night, I think last night I was like, let me just calm down before I leave this room, right? I was like, I was in the middle of meditating, right? I was like, right? And then all of a sudden I hear, Trump and the coronavirus, Trump and the coronavirus, die, right? So I stopped by my door. I was like, remember, you're meditating. So I go downstairs and I'm like, can you please lower that TV? Thanks. I go upstairs, I'm like, I'm just like, and I'm like talking to myself, and you expect me not to get mad. You're expecting not to get mad, right? But I gotta fucking hear the news all fucking day. I gotta hear this one yelling all day. I can't do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. It's like, even if you wanted to move out right now, it's like God did this on purpose.
The real estate people are not allowed to work.
No, it's like God did this on purpose, like, and especially right now for me to be getting the spiritual, because I was about to move out, and then this happened. It was almost like he was like, you better calm down, because it's about to get busy and you need somebody to watch your daughter, and if you move out, you know it's going to be harder, because you're going to have to be like, Mom, you think you can watch her? If you live with her, you're just like, I gotta go work, Mike. That's true. I gotta go work. I'll see you in 4 days, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but it's cool. Everybody goes through it. You know what I mean? Everybody goes through that shit. I feel like everybody who's been married once and then like is not married no more, they always move in with their parents after. It's like, or if you had a boyfriend and shit didn't work out right,
you come back.
That 4 or 5 times.
Hi.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi,
Kimmy.
Good
night.
Good night, baby.
Good night.
So cute.
Good night. She goes, I am in touch with the universe. She said that. She said, I am in touch with the universe. I was like, yes, the universe. Exactly. It's cute. You know what's funny? My sister goes, one thing I can appreciate, like, because my niece and, you know, my daughter, my niece wasn't really, like, they don't really talk about God, like, a lot and stuff, so I had her do that since she was little. My daughter, too. Like, they'll do, like, the prayers with me at night, like, dear God, I love you, thank you for, I always tell them, pray to gratefulness, like, you know, pray for gratefulness. My daughter, the other day, she was praying, you know, she said when she was home before she went to her dad's, dear God, can you please give Mommy the white BMW she wants, because she keeps talking. I was dying. I said, no, Ariana, that's not what you prayed for. She goes, no, Mommy, I'm manifesting. I was like, oh. Okay, little cancer baby. Okay. So you don't understand, I'm manifesting so you can get it. She's like, and then the house with the white carpets that you want. She goes, but nobody's ever gonna come over if you have white carpets. I was like, no, they'll come over. They just gotta take their shoes off.
She's so cute.
That was funny. She's like, can you please give Mommy that white BMW with her name engraved in the back seat that she wants? I was like, oh my God. Can you buy a car now if you wanted to?
Yeah, they're open.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Dealerships are open. They're essential.
Of course they are.
You know, they're essential because people get out of their leases.
Oh, right.
Wow.
All right. So, well, I guys want to get on this meditation vibe right now, and then I guess not while you're meditating. After. I broke my whole window yesterday. The whole shit cracked open. I was like, because I want to be. Okay, so guys, don't go bowling with me or play pool with me, because I don't know my own strength. And a few times the ball has hit the wall in the bowling alley like all the time. And you know the pool, if you don't like somebody, just let them stay on the other side of when I'm shooting pool, and I'll knock them out with the ball. But I'm like, dude, this is like, pink.
Wait, how do you throw a bowling ball?
No, and I get the heavy pound one, the 13 fucking pound one.
How do you throw it up?
I was so into the throw. It got spiritual. It got stuck on my fat fingers. If you see my fat fingers, I got some big ass hands. Yo, the sizes and the numbers never go with the fingers ever.
Me either. Yeah.
I can never get them in the hole, if you know what I mean.
That's what he said.
Yo. Who else? Who's having sex right now? Just, I want to know. Oh no, we're recording.
Not I. With myself.
No. Peace, tranquility, peace, tranquility. Clarity, peace, tranquility. So remember when I was like, if I get pregnant and you guys know I'm not having sex, I'm letting you know. So today I woke up, my boobs are killing me, right? So I was like, I just got my period. I just finished my period. Oh my God, no, I don't do it. Please, no. Listen, anything but that. Please don't ever. Like, that would be the worst thing if I just turned around and was like, hey guys, I'm pregnant. You guys are all gonna bug the fuck out because you know if I was having sex, I would tell you, I'd be like, yo, last night I sneaked some shorty in, I smashed her. But no, that's not happening, first of all, you know, because I don't trust nobody when there is no viruses going around. The last thing I'm going to do is suck some COVID-19 dick right now. I'm good. I'm all the way good. I'm good. But seriously, so my breasts, but you think that's because I got my period, just finished, like not even maybe 7-8 days ago, right? 8 days ago. But do you think it's because the beginning of the month is coming and the new cycle is changing?
Ovulating.
Okay.
Bye, Vanessa.
Don't say that. Those aliens might hear you say I'm ovulating.
What did you say, Vanessa?
You did talk about that alien dick the other day.
Bitch, because I know, listen, so when people are like, oh, sex demons and shit, I'm like, why do I have a feeling they're just aliens coming to smash fucking humans? They're like, yo, this bitch look good, motherfucker. Yo, and on our planet, they don't have vaginas. Let's go down there. Vaginas are nice, right? Yeah, let's go down. I remember, last week I was in some bitch's room. Bro, get all of the aliens in that. Yo, don't tell the boss. Don't tell the boss. I'm telling you, and it's like 20 of them lining up. Like, that's why I heard the lines that way, bro. That's why I heard that in my room one time. I was like, the line? I was like, oh my God, they're running ghost train on me right now. They were running a ghost train on me. It's not funny. It really happened to me. Like, I could tell people this all the time, and I could say that to you guys because you know that shit is fucking shit like that's been happening to me forever. But since I was young, I remember being 16. I actually went to the doctor. Yo, I actually went to the doctors and I was like, excuse me. I was like, Mom, can you leave? And she left. And I was like, I have to tell you, like, I'm waking up. This happened to me when I was like 16. I was still a virgin at that time, but later on it happened against me in this time, right now. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what's going on with me? Every night I'm waking up. I'm not up though. I'm sleeping. I'm like, I'm tranquilized. You understand? But I'm actually having sex with something. So, and like, how is that possible? You know? So he said to me that it's called sexsomnia. It's when somebody has
the thing.
It's actual thing. Okay. I looked it up and everything. It's called sexsomnia. So that's for people, they feel like they're having sex with an actual person, but it's like insomnia. I'm like insomnia, like when they walk, like they walk and they drive cars and they have no clue. It's like that, separate sexual. So I'm like, everybody keeps saying demons and shit, but what if they're just horny aliens? Like, what if they're just literally horny? Like, it's just, it's possible. Like, I don't think it's like some evil, crazy demons. I really just think it's some aliens from another planet. Because if we were able to travel in dimensions, don't tell me your ass would not be doing shit like that. Don't even tell me. Bro, us as a team right now, we could be the holiest people on earth. I'd be like, no, but come on, let's just go to Brad Pitt's house one night. Guys, give me this one night, please. Like, and then you guys and me can run a ghost train on him. You know what I mean? And everything would be all good and we'd be fine and everybody would be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'd be in Jason Samoa's, I'd be in Michael B. Jordan's shower. I told you, playing with his thing like ding 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 ding. He'd be in the shower like, what's going on? My penis is moving. look, he's fucking out. Look.
Me too.
For real. But like writing boo on their windows and shit, on their mirror, when it gets foggy, write boo like in the movie, like in the movie Ghost, boo. Like,
oh shit, that's funny. It's raining again. Just started pouring.
I needed this tonight, y'all.
Yeah. It's raining there too. It's windy.
Windy.
Tomorrow morning, it should stop for a little bit.
Oh, it was like that all the way over here. Florida was raining all morning.
All morning
like
here
around
too.
8.
Where are you again?
Florida.
Oh, well. All right.
Oh shit.
It's
I'm in upstate New York, so when you guys ever come here, if you guys ever come here, you're gonna see what I mean. How this is like the perfect area. There's mountains behind me. There's all wooded areas, like so.
Yeah, it was so peaceful last week when I went. I'm just like, look at all the scenery as I'm driving.
Very scenic up this way.
This is like literally the perfect place to like commit a full murder, like and
hide the body.
And so like that's what I swear, yeah. That's my sister would be like, I don't know how you do that at night, because like people, I don't want people coming up my driveway at nighttime because I don't want the whole house to wake up when I'm leaving and shit. So I would meet them like down the block. Now, if anybody was here, you would not be walking down my driveway alone at night. That shit is pitch black. But I'm going by remembrance. I'm like, dude, walking down the driveway, and it's scary, but that's probably what makes me a little weird, because I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of what lies beneath the dark. Just like what is in the ocean fucking freaks me out. Like, like when people like, have you ever seen the Discovery Channel? Do you ever see the fishes that are in the?
That looks crazy.
Oh my god.
Look like monsters.
Yo, did you ever see a fucking cucumber fucking sponge, the cucumber sponge fish? It looks like one large piece of yellow shit, and then when it shits out of its ass, did you know that fish actually go to sleep in its asshole? Like fish go to sleep in its asshole. 3 or 4 fish go to sleep in its asshole. There's a cucumber fish and what sleeps in their ass. That's who you should look up. Dead ass. Watch, she's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm not lying. Cucumber fish.
Damn.
Cucumber fish.
Cucumber sea creature. Cucumber sea creature. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Ew.
No, but they don't just stay that big. They get. I told you, it looks like a piece of shit.
Oh my god! Yeah, it does.
And it shits out of its mouth. So just so you guys know,
Ew.
his mouth is also his asshole. Okay, so
what the hell, Flo?
that's documentary. And this is why I do not go in the water. Sea creature, fish sleeping in its butt. But and they mate in there too, by the way, those fish. Oh yeah, sea cucumbers breathe through their anuses. When it exhales, as it eventually must, it dilates its anus, allowing the pearlfish to thread itself in.
Ew.
Pearlfish sleep in their buttholes, okay? And they have babies in there and shit too. Like they have like full families. Like, hey, we were born from the buttholes. Just so you guys know. That's right. Listen, this is why it's so important to, like, when you're not doing nothing at home, instead of like scrolling through Instagram, going through Facebook, being nosy as fuck, checking everybody's shit. And you know what? That drives you crazy anyway. So if you have like an ex and they have like a new Instagram or anything, one thing about me, I never found out their Instagram, their Facebook, because I'm a stalker. I'll be watching your life, so what you need to do is erase yourself from that and like take yourself off of their shit, like block them so you can't see what they're doing. That's important. But in those meantimes, go on YouTube and Google shit like ancient Egypt knowledge, like spiritual stuff like that, where you
like cucumber fish.
Yeah, like no, that was on Netflix. Like, and you know what's good to know about that? I'm gonna tell you why that's good to know, because when you make analogies, right? Like, let's say I make an analogy about, like, let's say I was listening to Sam Guru by accident. I heard him say, he said, okay, so he said that they started writing articles about him saying that he was a bad person because he's a spiritual person and they don't like it because he was doing big things to the community. So he said, the guy said to him, how do you feel about these people or these blogs talking bad about you? And he said, let me ask you a question. He goes, if there's trees all over and one of the trees has fruits on it, he goes, are you going to pick at the tree with no fruit or are you going to pick at the tree with the fruit? Get it? Like a bully picking at you, like picking on you. He said, so they're going to pick on me because my tree is fruitful. So they have a lot to pick from. They can't pick from somebody who doesn't. So he goes, I can't take offense of it. It just means that my tree is more fruitful at this time. So these are analogies. So like, if I ever want to like be like, you know what? You're like a cucumber. You're like a sea cucumber. You know, you talk out of your mouth and you shit out of your mouth. So I can't listen to a word you say. You know what I'm saying? So like, they're like, a sea cucumber does that. I'm like, look it up, bitch. Google it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like good for analogies. Those stupid things that you learn in life. You know? Okay. All right. Now that I'm done ingesting chemicals. Now that I'm done slowly killing myself, no, I'm not though. You know what it is? It's like weird because I smoke cigarettes, but you know, I also do the mental self-healing thing. So every day I want to quit smoking, I do. But I'm gonna tell you, I have a lot of willpower for a lot of things. But if I gotta stop, I can't do drugs, I can't drink, I can't have sex. Bitch, I gotta do something because either I smoke a cigarette or I call the football team. Which one do you want to do? Like, bitch, I gotta get me some talent. But seriously, I want to quit smoking sooner or later. But I do that breathing exercise, which that's what we're gonna do one day. I bought the app for it, so you guys can do it with me. It's the Wim Hof method. I'm gonna tell you, and I smoke cigarettes, I can hold my breath for up to 2.5 minutes. That's a long time for somebody who smokes. I almost got up to 3 minutes, but I was forcing it. He said not to do that because then it makes it worse. So like, it's like a breathing exercise we'll do. The first time you'll be able to hold it for at least a minute. The second, third time, we'll do it like 2 or 3 times while we're on here. And I promise you're gonna be like, what the fuck? And if you keep doing it, it's like taking a hallucinogenic. Like your mind and body go into like another world. It's sick. I did one day in my bed. I was like, oh my God, it was fucking dope. Because there's natural ways to get high, you know. So so you know, remember? Okay, one more thing. Remember, you guys, I told you guys that I think I'm a shaman, right? You know, shamans. In order to be a shaman, you have to have had like a near-death experience or very traumatic things happen because you have to self-heal in order to become a healer, right? So that's what a shaman. Because I'm reading that book, Becoming Your Own Shaman. Now, I was like, I wonder why I get so like I'm so connected to shamanism. And the whole like concept of a shaman is someone who like they use their conscious to go into the spirit world, so they connect, like they separate their conscious from this and they connect with the spirit world. They're like a barrier between the two worlds, right? So someone who communicates, and also they take a lot of drugs and trip out and do ceremonies. And I was like, sounds about right. Sounds great. It sounds like my type of fucking party. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's dancing around wildly on hallucinogenics and we're fucking healing people. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like the fuck. Like, so anyway. All right, so we're gonna do some meditation now. Everybody back to the serious mode. Okay. Everybody get comfortable. I'll give you a minute to get comfortable. Stretch your arms out a little bit. All right. Anybody watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix? That shit is wild.
Oh, the new one?
A lot of occultism in it. That's why I watch it, to see what they're gonna say and shit. It's a lot of weird shit in there. So, okay. Alrighty. Okay, guys. Yeah, for real, a lot about Lucifer too. Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna keep you out of my life. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Everybody calm down, relax. Remember the most important part that I have to share with you guys when meditating, we have to always surround ourselves in the white light, which is why I do the candle, so that when I'm doing it, I can look at the white light and I imagine this burning inside of my soul. And it's just like this beautiful light inside of me, and then it's surrounded, and once it's inside of me, and then I imagine it engulfing my insides like in a beautiful like way, and then it just goes around me. I love to envision the you know, when you look into that thing, that glass thing, and the colors change like that. I love to envision myself in the middle of that, and these beautiful colors like sparkling around me. So whatever you like to envision, but always protect yourself in the white light, because when meditating, your spirit is actually attending another realm. So you want to make sure you're protected, so that when you go into these realms and you come back, you're covered and you're protected. Just remember that your body really goes into another dimension, another spirit realm, another what have you. Just remember that. So you always want to protect yourself in the white light, because that's when you're the most vulnerable. Your spirit is outside of your body, and it's astral projecting, basically. So I am surrounded by white light and beauty. I have the power of the angels protecting me, supporting me, and removing any fears and doubts from within me, helping me to easily understand the processes that I go through. I'm supported by the universe. We are supported by the universe. We are guided through our path, and we are brought to our soul's mission because we are searching our life's purpose. We do not have any fears, because we know that we are all following the divine plan. Source, God, Gaia, all that we love, all that we need will be provided to us and protected. I give any worries, fears, or doubts, concerns, anxieties, sleeplessness, restlessness, mistrust, all to my angels, because I know they will take it and get rid of it for me immediately. The universe immediately removes anything and anyone that does not serve me. I am shown the truth and clarity instantly. I do not question my intuition. I know it serves me well, and I know it will never misguide me or lie to me. I am loyal to people, and they are loyal to me. Excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. Sage always makes. I am loyal to people, and people are loyal to me. I am compassionate to others, and people are compassionate towards me. I give with all of my heart, therefore I receive with all of my heart. The universe constantly provides me with abundance and gifts, never leaving me feel like I am without. I see even the smallest thing as a big, beautiful gift from the universe. Everything I go through is a lesson that is happening for me and my growth, and never to me and to keep me stuck. I am free from all family chains. I am free of childhood traumas. I am forgiving towards anyone who's ever harmed me. People forgive me for anything that I've done to harm them. I say I, and I speak for all of us. When I say I, we are all one. So I ask you, universe, to bless us all with the gift of moving forward, releasing any stress that might be inside of us and any fears or worries. I ask that you please remove them from any of us and work with us to help us become what we truly were put here to become. We know that we are free. We know that our minds are expanding, and we know that you are connected to us. Help us with anything that you see we need help with. Guide us gently through any fears, any worries. We trust in your guidance, and we will follow that path. May it be that everyone in here, in this room, including myself, be aware of everything that happens for us so we can use it for our highest purpose, and we can do things for this planet that need to be done, because we are all willing to do that. First, if we need to fully heal, please help us get through this process, because we want to get to the point where we can help others. I am easily gifted with love and support. I've never been alone. I am not alone. I will never be alone. I am calm. I am peaceful. I am forgiving. I am loyal to others, and they are loyal to me. I ask you, universe, to work with us in this room. Help us to be connected in a way where our minds help us with each other's path, where we can actually help one another and tell each other things and be able to come to one another without feeling weird or awkward or uncomfortable. God, source, universe, all of you who love and want us to advance, we ask that you lead us into this advancement in love and in light and in peace and in unity, and give us something that is most treasurable on earth. Give us the knowing and to not have the fears that mess with people's minds, and let us know that they're not even ours, and we're just feeling them because they're just coming to us for no reason, and we just need to release them. Please give everyone the blessing of finding someone in their life, or if they already have them in their life, to be able to communicate clearly with them, to be able to be friends and love and laugh and have the joy and find the laughter and the peace in life with no worries and no fears, and knowing that we create our destiny with our thoughts. And we have to know that we want to clear this up, please. And we ask that you find the perfect soulmate for each one of us, if not in this lifetime, in another. But we ask for happiness, just worry free. That's what I asked for. That's what I asked for all of us in here. Give us the strength and the courage to start new projects, to use our ideas, to not question ourselves. Can I, should I don't know. Instead, give us the yes, I can, I will, and I do know every time. Take judgments of ourselves away from us, because it's the judgment in ourselves that creates fear of judgment of others. So give us all the gift of knowing that we are worthy. We belong. We just want to do good, and we're just asking that you guide us through the path. And if we are doing anything that you feel is not for the highest good, please let us know that in advance so that we do not make those mistakes again. Because we are working with you, and we know you work with us. So we're so grateful for you. We're so grateful because here we are in a room with people. Here. Hurry up. She wanted tweezers. So I just want to say this last prayer part, and that's it. Here we are in a room with people. It started with a small group, and it's growing to like a nice, cohesive. It's not a members only thing. This is a collectives only thing. Like if you believe in love for others, like you believe in love for yourself, this is why I'm so blessed. We are so blessed, man. This is through trials and we went through this is why I believe in this so heavily, because in the beginning we went through some trials, we went through some things, but we stuck by each other, and here we are today, still sticking by each other the way we wanted men or our friends or people in our lives or family members to stick by us, have been stuck by us the way we stick by each other. So I pray that everyone in our lives can stick by us the way we've been sticking by each other. I pray that our neighbors, our friends, our sisters, our brothers, our cousins, our aunts, our best friends, our boyfriends, our husbands, I pray they all do the same thing, because this here is the example of where life is going, and it's going beautifully. And I am grateful, and I know everyone in here is just as grateful, if not for each other, for the fact that they are able to look into themselves today and say, I know my worth. No one will take advantage of me again. No one will hurt me. I have boundaries. I do not just let anyone into my life. I block my energies because spirit guides me to block my energy when necessary. I am told, I am warned, pre-warned, dreams, premonitions, numbers, signs, animals, people, friends, messages. I accept them all, God. I accept them all from the heavenly realms. From anything that is with love and light, we accept those. And we will know if the darkness tries to bring it in too. We will be fully aware because we will be prepared. We will be prepared, and we will know which messages are for me and which are just being thrown at me. I don't need to carry pain ever again. I don't need to. The past doesn't even exist. The future hasn't even happened yet. So I'm going to live for today. And I'm going to be grateful for today. And I'm going to thank you and thank you again and again for all these people that you connected me with. Each and every one of these people in this room, each and every person that watches this, each and every person on earth, the children, the planet, the trees, the animals, all that hippie, yippee stuff, okay? I just want to thank you for everything. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Something magical is happening here. And whatever it is, my heart is so open to it. I'm just so open to receiving all the magical, loving, knowing that nothing we're doing is wrong. Nothing is evil and bad. We're just trying to be better people and trying to heal others in the process. So thank you for everything that you do. We are grateful, ultimately grateful every single day, grateful for everything that you give to us. And even if something comes that we don't like, we will still be grateful because we know you're just teaching us a lesson, a part of ourselves that needs to be healed so we can move forward fully becoming the people that we were born to be, not the people that society has built us into. Because that is not who we truly are. Give us the power to see our true potential. So for that, we are grateful and we thank you. and we pray and we meditate and we think positive thoughts, and we do as much as we can to keep our positive energy flowing. And please look after everyone in here and protect them, their families, and anyone who will watch this. Know that you too are welcome into our family, because we are all family. We are all family. Every one of us are family, some form or another. So thank you, God, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, future ancestors, loved ones, passed on loved ones. Thank you, aliens from other planets. We love you too. We love you. You know how I feel about you. So but thank you. Okay. I think that was nice. That was lovely.
That was beautiful.
That was it felt right, because I wanted to say things that we needed to say. I feel good.
So Flo, you were saying about guilt earlier.
Yeah.
And I've had guilt for 6 years now.
I'm gonna go get you medicine right now.
I had a miscarriage 6 years ago. And I've had a really hard time letting it go.
Okay.
And also guilt with not being able to conceive.
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to give my husband a child, which is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. And that's been really rough for this long, and letting it go is what I've been struggling with. I just don't know where to start.
So what comes to mind right away, first of all, is okay. I'm gonna say a real cheesy right now. So just get ready for it. I feel like we're pressured to believe that we have to have children, right? We're pressured to believe that that's the normal thing to do, right? But what if that's just the plan that God had for you? And those people, look, a lot of people have kids without wanting them, and they're like, fuck, and it's sad to say that there's people who want those children. And what if your mission in life was to adopt children and be one of those people? I feel that people that don't have children, I really do feel like they're meant to like adopt a child. They are meant to it. There's so many kids that need to be adopted. If I had all the money in the world right now, I swear to you, Lorianne, I would have at least 20 kids adopted in my home. They would go from from young age to older. So I wouldn't, first of all, look at any type of guilt that you couldn't give your husband a child, because at the end of the day, even if you adopt a child, it doesn't matter if they didn't come out of you. That child is gonna love you, and you're gonna love it like it's your own. Like, if people can love a fucking puppy the way they do, not love a brand new baby, no matter where it comes from, what color, where. And I know it's hard, because listen, so it's like, then I'll think back to it, and I'm like, there was a lot of times when I was like, I don't know if I want to have a kid. I really struggled with that. Like, I don't think I want to be like, I saw how kids were, and I saw what we had to go through on this world. I was like, I don't want to bring a kid into this world. Like, I went through hell, you know what I'm saying? So, two things. It's like, definitely number one, do not feel guilty about it. Like, you have to start with sitting with yourself. When you meditate, let this be one of your, I guess, I wouldn't call this shadow work. I'd call this more like self-examination, something that it hurts you. The shadow work is like rooted, like horrible things. This is something more like trying to see it as a gift instead of a curse, right?
Right.
And I know that's hard, Lorianne. I know that. But there's actually a way to see this as a gift to you, and you're still so young, and your husband, and if he's not okay with adoption, then that's okay too, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can always like have that discussion, and like, listen, regardless of what, that guilt stuff, you have to throw that out the window, because it's not your fault. You don't need. How do you know if it's you or your husband who can't conceive? How do you know?
I know it's me. I have PCOS. So I know it's me. And he was tested, so.
All right, but still.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're saying.
You know, even if not, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just like, it's like, what if you would have had a baby and you would have passed away when you had that baby?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly probably what would happen. And, you know, no offense, but like a brand new baby coming in and killing the mom, what's the point of that baby living? Like, if there is a point, don't get me wrong, that sounded wrong, but you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's hard because, God forbid, your husband, now you got your husband with a child he's looking at like, you took my wife. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so understand everything. Like, you got to look at the good side of everything, because like, there's always a possibility that it could have turned out very badly. Right. What if you would have had a fucking demon child who ran around breaking shit? What if he's 4 years old telling you he hopes you're dead? What if he's standing over your bed with a knife talking about, Mom, I'm gonna kill you now? Like, so how I see it is like, I'm making a joke out of it because like you have to find some humor in the way God does things, because like I said, I really do truly feel that like people who aren't able to see where that happens or whatever, I feel like adoption is like, that's for a reason, because he feels like only certain people can take on adoption. You understand?
Right.
There's a breed of people that can take on the adoption and love that kid like it's their own. You might be one of those people, and that's a very special gift to have. A lot of people don't have that gift. A lot of people are like, I can't love a baby that's not mine. I didn't make it.
Right.
But look, today's stars are fucking getting other people pregnant with their children. Like, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's still your baby. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to see that. If you could sit down and just like think about it and just go, you know, don't blame God, don't none of that. Just thank God and ask. You know, the best thing I could say is like, ask, what is this lesson that you're being taught to learn from this situation? Like, what? Like, that's a wonder that I would wonder if I was you. You know, like, what? There's got to be something that God's wanted me to learn from here. There has to be. Why would I go through this and everybody else is not? You know, what I mean?
And that's I like suffered with that. I'm like, why are all my friends having these beautiful, amazing children, and you know we can't? And you know, all these kids around us, and you know, believe me, they're all blessings, and I love them all, and I would never hate on anyone for being pregnant or having kids, but
of course,
it was always like, why me? But now I'm learning that it's something different. God has a different plan.
Yeah, and that's okay. And you know, and that's another beautiful blessing. Like, to have my crown chakra right now is it feels like someone stabbing me in the head.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna tell you, it's not a bad feeling. It's like weird. It's like, okay. So I'm gonna tell you what's so beautiful about that is, let me tell you something. You get to be like, I'll babysit your kid, but you get to bring that kid back. Let me just tell you something real quick about motherhood and being a parent. Everybody out here could be like, it's so beautiful. Shut the fuck up, because you know damn well that shit is annoying as fucking hell. Being a parent is annoying. It's like constant on top of your kid. That's your whole life. You have the chance to live your life by yourself and do what you need to do, but you can bring all these beautiful kids into your home. Like, hey, I'll watch your kid this week. You want to go on vacation? Give me your kid 5-6 days. And you know what, at the end of the day, you have that blessing of being free and look at it that way. Like, okay, so you're missing out on being a mother, but you also have the freedom to really explore yourself and do what you want to do, and have romantic nights with your husband, and not fight over a child, and not worry about college tuition. These are things that are blessings, instead of looking at it like, you have a lot of blessings not having a kid. Honestly, I know it's hard because you get lonely. Fucking get a dog. And they're just like children. I'm telling you, the same thing. And you know what? I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but this is like real facts. Everybody out here, being a mother, I love being a mother. It's the most beautiful thing in the world, whatever. But at the end of the day, right now that my daughter's at her dad's house, I'm chilling. I'm like, oh yes, I get to do what I want. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I know that sounds like selfish, but like, let me just tell you something.
No, I get it.
Being a parent is not all it's chalked up to be. So
my sister has a 3.5-year-old, and you know, she well, not recently because of all this shit going on, but usually she'll spend a lot of time here and with us.
See,
because you know she needs a break too. My sister, she's a single parent,
and that's awesome. And don't you find that amazing? And then you get to bring that kid back when you're done with her. Like, it's like, she's been here 5 days. I think it's time for her to go. You know what I mean?
I can spoil her and send her back.
and you might not be, listen, you might not be a mom, but you're going to be the best aunt ever, right? And that kid's always like, listen, when that kid gets older, let me just tell you about children. Rarely do they ever speak to their parents. The first people they usually go to is their aunt, their cousin, right? They rarely speak to us. So that's why, like, you should be grateful, because that kid is going to always be able to come comfortably and speak to you without you judging them as the parent. You understand? Yeah. So you're going to be like a mom anyway. It's like you get all the benefits.
But that's how I feel, actually. That's really how I feel. You know, like a second mom.
And I said, you get all the benefits without all the work and all the payments. Okay? So look at it as a blessing. Sit down with yourself. You know, ask God, like, what is it? What, blah, blah, blah. Like, just ask whatever the questions that you feel are the most important to you when you meditate on this and you really sit down and meditate. Clear that energy, you know, because at the end of the day, you said miscarriage. Just remember, I'm going to tell you something. You do have a child. They're just in the spirit world. Right. So I would suggest you light a candle for that baby and, you know, you make a birthday for her or him or whatever you want to see it as. And remember, you do have a child. So don't say I don't have
a child. The sad part is that when, I don't know if anyone else here has had a miscarriage, but when you go to the hospital, they give you your due date.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, which is, I really wish they wouldn't do that. I wish that they would change that. So
January. They should wait until they see if it's like legit. Because, you know, in Albanian Muslim cultures, they believe that you don't tell anybody that you're pregnant until like the second or third month to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. But that's another thing. Here's another thing. You want to focus more on the fact that this child is still your child within spirit world. And when you later on in life, when you pass away, that baby is going to be waiting for you. And it's going to be the first person to come get you at that white light. Guess who it's going to be? That little baby. And you will have endless, boundless amounts of time with the child and happy and actually in a world where there's no issues or problems. And that kid doesn't go through all the shit we've been through.
Right.
You know, as much as it's great to have it, but like at this present time in this world, you want to like just think positive, because at the end of the day, no matter what, it's almost kind of sort of a little bit of a blessing at the same time. You know what I mean? So definitely. I know you, so I want you to see it in a positive way, and like we can do. Okay, so when I'm doing May 8th for the birthday cake and the candle and all that for everybody's loved ones who's passed on here or who we lost or whatever, I'll do it for my children, my kids, my kid in the afterlife, and then you could do it for your daughter or son. And we'll just say spirit child, you know, because we don't know the gender. There's no genders in the spirit world anyway. And then we'll do everybody's birthday, and we'll literally for each one of them like sing a song, happy birthday to each one of them, and we could just do it as a collective. I would like
What's so crazy is that May 22nd was the day that I miscarried.
Wow, and that's right here. And you know, it's you know, May 22nd you miscarried. May 24th is the other kid's birthday. My dad's is May 8th. Hassan's, Bia's brother, was just yesterday. And I threw him a party here. Actually, I had cake, food on the altar. I played Go Shorty. It's your birthday. You know, like, it's your birthday. I was dancing with them and shit. Like, so I just want you to, like, you know, celebrate that lesson, because I know it's hard. Like I don't even know. Like sometimes I'm like, do I sound stupid or crazy right now? But I don't.
No.
I know at the end of the day, that's what needs to be done. I know, because like when I'm telling you, all the things that I've done before, they'll pop up in my head. You know, a lot of things that I've done where I'm like, damn, man. But then now I'm like, not damn it. I'm like, all right, it happened. It's for a reason. And you might be able to be one of those people who heals yourself from that trauma and then helps a lot of women in your situation. A lot of women go through that where they're in pain for the trauma right now that caused them. So that might be your purpose, to learn how to heal from that and help other women. Because when I have these conferences and these meetings, everyone in here has an individual story. I may not be able to do the miscarriage thing, but if you stand up and like, well, I healed from a miscarriage, and then everybody's like, I went through that too. How did you do it? You know how beautiful that would be if day, that's your mission, like, you know.
Yeah.
And we all have a mission here, I'm telling you, because don't sleep on, we're all going to be at a conference one day, and everybody's going to talk about how we started off on a little old Zoom meeting, kept continuing the meetings, and look at us now. We're here standing in front of thousands of people telling them the shit we went through and we got here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So see the beauty in that, and no, ask God, is this what you wanted from me? You want me to learn about this? Tell me what you wanted me, because I'm not mad at you. I forgive you, you know, because kind of you got to forgive God a little too.
Yeah, which I went through that as well. I like lost faith completely for a while.
That's what happens, yeah.
And I found that, you know, it came back, and, you know, now it's just, it must have happened for a reason. There must be a reason for it.
And don't ever look at your friends and because look, I'm just gonna say real quick. I was gonna say this before as a joke. It's funny because it's funny, and you could think about this every time you feel a little guilty in your head. You go, "Oh, they look so cute with their babies." Just picture them when you're not looking, what they look like. Baby looking like a hot mess, like take this fucking baby, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, don't sleep, they be doing that shit. Okay, so
I've had friends who like hid their pregnancy from me because they thought that I would be mad, and I'm like, why would I ever be mad? Like, I'm just not that person. Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
not that
survivor's
person.
guilt. Yeah, it's like survivor's guilt, basically, and that's respectable that they did that, but at the same time, they should trust that you have yourself a little bit more under control and you can handle it more than they think you can.
No matter how upset or hurt I am over it, I would never
feel that way.
Yeah, I just, no, it's a blessing. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm happy that they have kids. It's a wonderful thing.
I know you're not like one of those people who have nobody in here, because I can really read energy. Nobody in here has 0.0 amount of evil in them or evil intentions, and I can see that and feel that in everybody in here. We're all just like people who went through something and we're trying to learn from it. And like I said, as long as you can learn that when you're doing this, you're healing, you're meditating, you're talking your way through it, always ask why it happened to me. Why? Can you just show me why? Meaning like, not why, God, like not like that. They're like, I can't even talk to you because you're still crying about it, you know? So you're gonna have to do it more of a sense of like, can you please show me why? What is my purpose? Is there a reason why this happened to me so that I can know what to do with this and move forward? And then you'll be shown, you'll have dreams about it. You might even have a visit from the baby in your dreams. And I promise you, if you see yourself in a dream with a child, just know that that's your child coming to see you.
Well, I always, like, in my head, I always picture it as a girl. I don't know, just like from day one.
That's what she is. She's a girl. Because if you picture that, that's your intuition, your spirit telling you that's what she is. She's a girl. And see, even though they might have been little baby souls when they left here, they will, in spirit form, they will contact you and maybe show themselves at the age that they're supposed to be or something right now. How old would she have been right now?
6.
So
5, sorry.
Okay. So she does come in your dreams in any form or another. She will be like a 5-6-year-old child, and so you want to like ask her to come visit them. Just tell her, you know, I'm sorry that happened or whatever. And I'm sure, just like in my dream where the little girl was like, I'm not mad at you. What did you do? You thank God you did what you did. I wasn't supposed to be in that world, right? You know what I mean? She like told me, like, relax, you're bugging. You know what I mean? So ask to see that. It'll be very beneficial for you if you just ask to see. Try to do that for yourself, you know, and see what happens. Let me know how it goes when you meditate. Try it out. Let us know how it went, because we're thinking about it. Okay.
Thank you.
I love you. Don't be sad. Be sad. I'm
good.
Okay, good. Because those are things that are very important to get through. You know, the healing process. But and if you ever need to tell us anything or talk, you remember, you always bring it up. Anybody in here who's going through anything, we're always listening. You know, even though I was like, get me off this group chat, you know, I was doing readings, and as I'm reading,
and it was going
I'm
off.
Recording, and I'm watching the group chat, so I'm like doing the reading. I had to stop and re-record it because I want to be nosy and look at the messages. So I'm like, what is it? I'm like, get me off this fucking group chat. Okay. Sorry, Risama. How are you? All right. So
I'm actually having a lot of anxiety today. I don't know what for.
You're having a lot of anxiety today?
Yeah, I don't know what for.
Have you meditated at all today, or gave yourself some quiet time at all?
Not really. I've been trying to help my mama do stuff. You know, she older, so I've been trying to go to the store first so she don't have to go out here, you know, and stuff.
So you gotta try. Okay. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of people in here, they struggle with anxiety. So if we don't find a little bit, like 10, 15 minutes out of the day to sit quietly in the room and like breathe in, breathe out, and like just focus on the positive instead of like when that anxiety starts to kick you in the ass and it starts talking to you and it gets louder and louder and louder. This is why I say practicing the meditation is so important, because it's literally vital to everyone in here, because when we're going through stuff and we're stressed out, if we don't stop 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day and just think to ourselves, it literally, a lot of us in here will not feel like the day goes right if we don't at least give ourselves a little time to ourselves. You understand? You're helping your mom, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're like more like worried about taking care of someone else than yourself. So you have to find at least 10, 15 minutes a day to just sit in the corner, light a candle, and really just put yourself in a peaceful mind. Even if you're in the shower, right, guys? Like when you're in the shower, just think like calm thoughts, be peaceful, relax, push it away, push that anxiety to the side, because it will attack you if you keep letting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, if there's anything that you want to talk about it, because that could be a reason why you're having anxiety right now.
I don't know. It's just like lately, I just feel so, you know, caught up in making sure everybody else is okay. I don't really make sure myself is okay. I don't make sure myself is happy. I'd rather see everybody else around me happy, you know?
So, Rashamba, when everyone first got in these rooms, I would hear a lot of everyone in here saying that they're taking care of everyone else but themselves. I think every single person said that when they first started getting in here. And now everybody's realizing that they have to give themselves personal care. Personal care is very important. That's why for you to like get the full benefit of this, try to like do what you need to do early so that when it's time to get in it, because we did this in the surprise, like the day of, but when it's like self-care Sunday and we do meditation Monday, get in there on time, because it will be the only way that you will be guided and be okay. Because if we have to, you know, explain to you individually, it's better when you do it as a whole. I'm telling you, it will change your life if you just consistently come into the rooms and you know, really taking care of yourself seriously, because we all take care of somebody. But when are you gonna take care of yourself, girl? Like, when's it gonna be time for you to say like it's time for me right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to do that. You have to do that. You have to be in the rooms. You have to come in when we're in here. So like, no matter what, if you know we're going on that day early, be like, all right, let me take care of everything at 8:30. I got to be ready. Or like, just so you can have the full benefit of the healing. Because when we meditate together, the powerful part about that is that we all lifting each other's worries and anxieties and fears, right? So I want you to be a part of this so you can start to heal. You're going to start off here talking about I take care of everybody else. That's where we're going to have to change that. You're going to have to change that. You have to take care of yourself first before you can do everyone else. Because if you overwork yourself and you overexert yourself, what's going to happen then? If you get sick, who's going to take care of you and your mom?
Yeah.
So you have to think about yourself too. I know you worry about your mom. I get it. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, because I just kind of feel like it's a lot on me, because I have other sisters, but they don't really care for my mom like I do.
And I feel you on that 100%, because I have the same situation. But at the end of the day, you know what you should do? By doing that, it's like, so we don't have to have a lot of money to like take care of ourselves, right? So we could like take a small bath with like some soap and relax, right? But what I'm saying is when you're doing that, remember to pat yourself on the back for all of the hard, amazing work you're doing, taking care of your mom, first of all, because that's no small feat for anybody. So you need to be like, you know, I'm a good person. I help my mother. Not, oh, they don't even help her. I got to help her, because I used to do that and it drove me nuts. So what you want to do is congratulate yourself on the work you're doing. Thank yourself for the work you're doing. Don't wait for your mom to thank you, your sisters to say great job, God to come down, bring an angel, fly down and be like, you're a great person. What you're going to do every day is wake up and say, I'm a really good person. I help my mother. I don't need nobody else to help her, because I'll help her. I'll make sure she's okay. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's a good deed you're doing every day. That's not nothing to take care of your mom. People are like, you have to do it. It's your mother. Actually, no, I know plenty of people that don't do it. There's plenty of people that their mom's sick and they're like, bitch, go to a nursing home. I don't care, die. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to give yourself that, like, it's so important that we really pat ourselves on the back for the small things we do. Anybody in here, your child, they ate dinner correctly, pat yourself on the back, bitch. There's women out there that leave their kids for days. God, forgive these people, please, God. I pray for their soul. They leave their children without eating, without changing, taking baths. Like, they worry about what their clothes look like before they do their own kids. You'll go outside and the bitch will be having on Gucci and her kid look like a homeless child. And that's like not to be funny. That's the truth. So you have to all pat yourself on the back for the little things you do. You make your fucking bed. Tell yourself, wow, I just made my bed. Sounds stupid. But the more we give ourselves good job, the less we need it from other people. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So, because like, I know that. Yeah, go ahead.
And then it's like another part of me. It's like, I don't want to be this person that has a lot of anger, you know, inside of them, because, you know, I feel a lot of anger at my family, you know, and stuff, because we don't really get along and stuff. And I just don't want to be a person that always have constantly angry.
And that's why do you think I just told you what I told you? Because I'm gonna tell you something. If we talk about families, everybody's got that side of the family where they're just like, those motherfuckers, I can't with them. You know what I mean? Everybody's got that one uncle, that one aunt, that one cousin that's like, what the fuck, you know? Everybody's got that.
It's every family different It's every family's different dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I need you to really, really sit down with yourself and do this. Like, so this is like step one of day one shit we've been doing, but you need to sit down with yourself. First of all, forgiving your family, because and like, so you might think everybody's a piece of shit, but everybody's literally, I'm going to say it like this, and everybody's like, how could you think like that? You know, people are fucked up, but everybody is doing the best that they can, you know? So you want to kind of like say in your head, like, they're doing the best that they can. So even though I might think they're horrible people and they're stupid and they don't know how to act, you don't know that because you don't know what they're struggling with themselves. You don't know what your mom or your dad go through in their heads. They could be thinking every second, I'm a horrible parent. I hate myself. And I know parents that have thought like that, and their kids thought they're like not communicating. If they would just sit down and talk, they would realize that both of their feelings are the same way. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. I want you to try to, instead of looking at it like me and my family don't get along, just say words like, we have our differences. We're not the same. I'm just a different breed from them. Maybe you're just a more loving, caring soul than them, and they're not. They didn't grow up a certain way. Don't forget, our parents didn't grow up like us. Like, no matter, it might not be that far long ago, but still, things were a lot different.
Yeah, and like, I kind of feel like, I have to do something, to repay my mama, because when me and my sister was younger, our biological mom, she was on drugs, and our dads didn't want us, so our mom adopted us. And so I kind of feel like my mom spent 23 years taking care of me, so now it's kind of time for me to take care of her.
And you know what? Look, and I'm just gonna say, this is gonna sound like I'm not trying to be mean, but it's not your job to. It's good that you're doing that, but everybody makes choices. So I don't want you to feel, okay, when you make it. So let's say if I have to do a work or a reading or something, if I say, oh God, I have to do this reading now, it becomes a job to me, and now I'm annoyed by it, right? So what I do is I say, oh God, I get to do this reading. So what I want you to do when you wake up and you're doing that, say, wow, I get to take care of my mother the way she took care of me. She didn't have to. She made the choice to take care of me. I don't have to take care of her, but I'm choosing to do that. So it doesn't feel like work to you, and it feels good. At the end of the day, when you go to bed, you're going to feel like a great person. Look what I did today. That is so vital. For everybody in here. I don't care what you do, small or big, everybody in here. You have to keep telling yourself what a good and amazing person you are. Are you out here fucking robbing people, beating people? No, you're not. You're living your life like a normal person, and there's a lot of people that choose not to do that. So you have to, first of all, commend yourself for everything that you're doing right now, and all the wrong you did or wrongs you feel like you're doing. Let that shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Let the fact that your sisters aren't doing shit. Look, your sisters, they're not as good a person as you, but that you don't have to think that way. You could say, they're just, you know what? They don't think like I do. And at the end of the day, every good deed you do for your mother, God sees everything. You know that. God sees everything. So you're doing a service, not just to your mom, you're doing a service to the earth by helping another human being. So you should commend yourself every day. If you can do that, Rashama, if you could say, I am so grateful because I am a good person and I'm giving back to the person who gave to me growing up. She helped me. I am helping her now. Everything you want out of life will come your way, but you have to start seeing it in a positive light and break off the negative. If you can do that with yourself,
I'm trying my hardest to break off the negativity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, girl. I understand because I took care of my mom through my 20s, and I held a lot of resentment. Like I didn't have any time. Like when all my friends would get married, I was taking care of my mom. But then when she passed, that resentment that turned to anger, I had so much guilt because of myself. I was so angry, and I held that for so long. So long.
Tell her that. Tell her, Felicia. And then what did you do to get yourself through it, Felicia? Tell her.
It was actually, I talked with my friends, you know, and she told me, you know, it's not your responsibility, but out the goodness of your heart, you know.
Right.
Your mom knew that, you know.
Yeah.
Things like that. And she kind of told me, like, you can't change other people. You made choices for yourself, and I think you made the best choice.
That's right.
Because you got more time with her. And she gave me closure on a lot of the past wounds I had. Like, when I tell you that just about everybody's story I've resonated with, I mean that. I mean, I've been homeless. I've been beaten. There's history of molestation. I've been raped 3 times. I've been through a lot, y'all.
Wow.
I've had depression. I've done self-cutting, a lot. So I know I don't talk a lot, but this week has been crazy, just trying to release past dreams, past hurts. I cried basically for the past couple weeks just to release that, to move forward.
Amazing.
Understand, and you'll get through it. I think the thing you said was changing her perspective from not feeling like it's an obligation.
Right.
Yeah, because I just kind of see, you know, my mom, she's gonna be like 74 this year, and you know, I'm trying to do everything I can right now. I don't know how much longer I have with her. It's a lot of people in my life that's been dying right now, so.
And Rashama, can I tell you something that will probably make you feel a little bit at ease, and it'll make you feel beautiful inside and out. So when my grandmother, when she came through, you know what she said? And mind you, I was like 18. I took care of her, not a lot, but I did a lot, you know, compared to the other kids. There was a lot of grandkids. None of them did what I did, which was sleep with her, massage her, talk to her, hang out with her, do all these things that other people weren't willing to do because they were busy being teenagers, you know. And I was like, I took my days when I was supposed to hang out with my friends, I would go hang out with my grandma, and I'd be missing like parties and fun stuff, right? But when she came through to me in my dream, she covered me with a blanket after she passed, and everybody in the house was telling me, clean this, do that, do this, because I was always like, Lena, do this, Lena, do that. Everybody always came to me, Lena, do everything, and I did everything, and it drove me nuts. But now you're like at a point where you know what's bothering you. I'm telling you, she came in my dream, covered me with a blanket, so peacefully. She said to everyone, leave her alone. Hasn't she done enough? So she saw it, that in her life that I did everything for everybody. So now when your mom goes and her spirit's in another world, you got to understand, it might not mean a lot to other people, but it means a lot to me that your mom's going to be your angel. Understand? Because you took care of her so vitally, like during her hardest time. There can't be anything harder than being sick. What is that noise? They can't Kella? Okay. There can't be anything harder than being sick and being alone and not having nobody, and then to have you there. What is that noise? I'm gonna put that. What does that sound like? Somebody's going chow, 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 chow.
Exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah,
it's like gun or something.
Right. So that's what I heard. Like pew, 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 pew. Okay. So Rashamba, like I want you to see it in that form. So see it as and I know, listen, guys, so like when I say things, I'm sorry if I sound like, oh, okay, Flo, like, no, you know why I'm sounding like that? Because I've been through a lot of this stuff that everybody's been through, but a lot of us have gone through worse than others. If it worked for me as a person, the hardest person to get through to, I'm a hard-headed ass bitch, I'm telling you. But if it worked for me, it's gonna work for you if you just follow through with it and do it. Because when we learn to be peaceful within ourselves and see the beauty that we have to offer to our families, our mothers, our friends, look, man, I mean, today, you guys, I could cry because, like, this was 3 years ago. If my mom would have walked in that room, I'd be like, don't fucking open the door. Like, I'd be flipping. Like, I wasn't in my right state of mind. Everything was annoying to me. You understand? But today, when someone screams or does something or yells, instead of me getting up and reacting, when I act the way I've been acting, like I said, with my daughter's father and his fiance, everything that I do, the way I react to things, it's so important to tell you this because it has changed my world and everyone around me. Now, when I speak to them, instead of them being like, blah, 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 they're just like, hi, how you doing? They're all peaceful with me because I changed me. I didn't try to change my sister, my mother, my brothers, like everybody in my family. Like my brother he's judgmental. My sister's a Gemini, so she's always on top of you. Like, and my mom is a Pisces, so she's always worried. Like, and it's always like, you know, I have all these types of elements around me, but I realize if I change myself, they will all change, or not change for, be like, now I'm gonna tell you why. Now, they communicate with each other the same way they always did, but when they communicate with me, it's different. People come to me now, even in my family, and this is a big, big thing for me. Even in my family, on Facebook, on Instagram, the way they talk to me now, you should see. They went from like talking to me a certain way to like today, like I can't even like yell at her or say nothing to her because she's not coming at me like that. So like Misha, she knows because she said like there was times where she wanted to flip out on somebody and she didn't. And that to me makes me proud because we all have a very massive amount of petty inside of us. Boy, the petty and the ratchetness is all the way real, okay?
Sometimes my petty and ratchetness could go all the way up, and like you said, I do that too. It's like somebody says something to me, and then my first mind is not to react.
And so no, but see, that's not you. That's your first.
I'm trying to stop that.
But no, but see, I'm gonna just tell you the trick right now. So everybody says my first reaction is to bug out. But if you stopped and thought, your first action really would be to be like, okay, this is not even worth my time.
Right.
If we would stop and think, I'm just gonna tell you on some G shit, how many times if I didn't stop and think before I reacted, my ass right now probably got sued for mad money, got thrown in jail for shit that wasn't even my problem. So what you need to do always is try very, very hard to stop and think before you react. Because when we do that, when we just react, bro, every time we do that, don't we always feel bad about it after? I know everybody in here does that. I know you all do. You all go, damn, I shouldn't have said that shit. That shit was mad ghetto or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stop and think. And like Felicia said, like she felt a lot of like animosity, like a lot of resentment for that. So I don't want you to have that resentment. So I want you to work through it now so that it doesn't come catch up with you later and say, fuck, I wasted my time. Because you're not wasting your time. There's going to be plenty of time for you to do plenty of things. You're not wasting your time. You're actually using your time in the most valuable way you possibly can as a human being, okay? That is what we were put here on this earth to do, help one another. Believe it or not, we're supposed to be doing that regardless anyway.
And that's why I felt I could talk to y'all about anything, because the people I've hung out in the past, they like so judgmental. Like I used to go to school and I used to have this group of friends, but as soon as we graduate high school, they all go off and have kids, and they stop talking to me because I didn't want to have a kid right now.
And you know, and they're seeing you as the one that's wrong with you, when really, you know, nothing's wrong with anybody, because everybody goes their own path. I try not to judge people at all now, because in the past I'd be like, bitch, you're too young, whatever. But you know what? This is where you need to see that you're different from other people, and different means good because you're not on that like, bitch, I don't give a fuck, let my mother fucking pee her pants if she has to, I don't care. Like when we're I feel like everybody in this room has that sensitivity in them, and that's what makes us, listen, we all got a little thug in us, right? Everybody in this room could turn up real quick, bitch. That's why I'm going to say to you right now, the reason why that is because if you really look at like Jesus, Muhammad, the Buddha, even though they were calm, when it was time to handle business, nobody messed with them because they were calm all the time. So when they got angry that one time in 1,000 years, it was on. It was over. So understand, use your peace and save your fight for a real fight, for something you really got to fight for. So when it's time, you will have all the energy in the world. Do you understand?
Yeah, and I try to mostly think about, the good things, And I was just telling my mom the other day, I said, I can't wait till I start driving. Then I get to drive you around. She said, oh, hell no, I'm not getting in the car with you.
You see, look how cute you are. See, somebody else would be like, I can't wait to start driving so I can go fuck around and whatever. You said the first thing you said, like me. I always say my first $1 million I make, what am I going to do? Buy my mom a house. I always say that, right? So like people who think like that, it's just a different breed of a person, right? Even Misha, even though all the shit she says that happened with this, I know for a fact if she got $1 million tomorrow, she will be calling us and be like, who needs $10,000? I got you. Like, and we'd be like, no, Misha, just save that shit. You got it,
Right.
But I'm just telling you. Yes, Misha.
Misha and Jenkins want to say something.
I want to say something to first off, so I don't say your name wrong. How do you say your name, sweetie?
Rashamba.
Yes.
Rashamba.
Yes.
Okay, so you had mentioned something about like taking care of everybody around you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the situation with your mom, I completely get it. Hold on, my fat ass. I completely get it because for the simple fact, my mom, she's very sickly, but that's a grouchy, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like when it comes down to taking care of your mom, yeah, it's a priority and you feel like you have to do it, but you also have to know that by your sisters not helping out, not doing what they're supposed to be doing, don't let it get to you to a point where it makes you bitter and it starts to feel like, okay, well, I'm the only one doing everything. First things first, you need to like write out how you feel in the inside. Like, okay, the pros and the cons of like, helping your mom. And then not only that, you need to start taking time out for yourself. Like Flo said, quiet time, which like consists of, even if you have to say a quick prayer, that helps. Yes. So if you have to like go take you a bubble bath, like the way I've been relaxing, I've started doing like bubble baths, hot bubble baths with oil, bath bombs, Epsom salt, all the shit, light you a candle, close the world out. And also understand that when you're feeling anxious, it's just those demons in the inside of you that want you to feel like you have no control over your emotions right now. Like you feel like everything is just on you. It's just stacked on you. You have like nobody to help you and like that. But in reality, you're being helped, but you just have to stop allowing other people to like make you feel like, you have to just do this or you have to put on a strong face. Everybody cries. Everybody goes through stuff. Yeah. I've been through house phones, cell phones, baby toys, all kind of shit when I got mad and like it didn't help. And another thing I was going to tell you is like you say, like when you get out of character and you're petty and all that, just recently I had somebody bring me out of my character and I forgot all about what we learned in Zoom. All I knew was I wanted to make this person like understand you got me fucked up. But at the same time, after I calmed down and I thought about it, I knew that every reaction doesn't need an action. So your friends or whatever they were to you, leaving you because you chose not to have a baby, that just goes to show you have respect for yourself. That goes to show that you respect yourself enough to know that you want more out of life than to be somebody's baby mama. You want to be a wife, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then taking care of your mom, that's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't have their moms and a lot of people are just so like into self, they don't care, you know what I'm saying? So don't ever feel bad about what kind of heart you have, because at the end of the day, your blessings is gonna come tenfold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And see, I try to keep like a positive person within myself, because I do have my days where I'll be angry and upset. I don't want to speak to nobody, and then I have days like I'm just happy and.
I mean, you're gonna go through that
on a normal level.
Yeah. You're gonna go through that, but like when you feel yourself getting really anxious, okay, like the thing that ticks me off the most is like when somebody leaves something open or they forgot to do this, I'm automatically, I have to think about it. But when you feel so overwhelmed, like how you feeling right now, my mom used to always tell me, just say I plead the blood of Jesus and say it until you believe it. And then when you finally feel yourself calming down, then that's when you go back and you like, you know, address the situation again, but just don't keep dwelling on it because you're just going to leave yourself in a more depressed state. You know what I'm saying? And what good is that going to do you if you're not happy? You know, like everybody else is going to be like, oh, well, she's doing this, she's doing that or whatever. You know, you just have to find that balance in between, like, okay, yeah, take care of your mom, but take care of you too. Take time out to do something for yourself for once. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make time for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to literally drive yourself crazy trying to please every damn body.
Yeah, and like sometimes shopping is my like retail, it's like my therapy, but now that like we don't have nothing and we can't like go nowhere and stuff, it's kind of a bit harder.
Girl, if you don't pretend while you at home, quarantine at its finest, girl. If you don't pretend you at Forever 21 or wherever the hell you want to shop at and enjoy yourself.
I need to be trying to reorganize my clothes and stuff.
So real quick, Rashamba, just real quick, and I'm gonna let Jenkins come in. Listen, here's the thing. So quarantine, I know this is hard. I get it. For some people, it's very hard, especially if you struggle with any type of mental emotions, anxiety, and any of that. But think of it this way. Like I said, it's your perception. Now, think of it this way. Imagine this being the only time you have to rest and relax and be to yourself, out your friends around. Because let me tell you something. When you leave here, you're going to know who your true friends are. You're going to know who really loves you, who really cares about you. This is the perfect time to examine everything around you. So when you get back out into the world, you don't surround yourself with these energies that don't serve you, whether it be family, friends, whatever. You want to solidify, make yourself as strong as you can now. If you can learn to be strong in this time, when you leave this quarantine situation, you will be at your finest. You will leave here knowing what kind of man you want. You can sit down, take a piece of paper and a pen. I don't want this in a man. I want that in a man. I don't want this in a man. I want this in a friend. I don't want this in a friend. So when you leave here, you will know exactly who you are. This is the time. You take care of your mom all day. Let's say, yeah, I clean the house all day. I do dishes. I cook. Then I'll clean my room. Then I'll do all that. You know what? Actually, God says, enjoy your chores. Enjoy them. Love them. Because guess what? We might have little chores. Back in the day, bitch, they had to go get the water from the well. Ain't no fucking faucets. Ain't no showers. It's boil the hot water. Boil the hot water and put the cold. I went to my country. They was shitting in toilets in the mountains outside. Okay? So now, imagine
That's a nasty shit, Flo.
Some parts of my country in the mountains, some parts of my country in Kosovo, in the mountains where my other family lived, them motherfuckers they didn't have toilets, bro. I'm telling you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is where you learn to be grateful from. Because seeing that, I said, whoa, I'm fucking complaining over here. When these motherfuckers, one of my cousins, her toilet was downstairs and you had to walk across into the woods and sit down on the thing and go on the toilet. Bitch, okay? So that's why I'm trying to tell you. This is facts. So you know how my grandmother was giving me a bath? God bless her soul. She boiled a big thing of hot water and then the cold water. And this is how I would have to do. A little bit of the hot, a little bit of the cold. And that's how I was showering. I was in a bath like that with a thing and a thing. So this is why take this time to thank God for all that you have and stop we have to try to realize what we have to be grateful for so that we don't have to keep noticing the bad things about us.
Yeah, I'm trying to be grateful for everything I have, and I'm just trying to let bad situations go.
Right. So you think about it like this. Like I want you to take this time, take a piece of paper, take a pen. It would be so important to you. If you can get a little book, if you get a little book and it's empty, on the front of it, write goals and aspirations, my mission in life or something like that. And on the inside, every day, try to write yourself a little note so that when you're feeling bad, instead of thinking about what everybody else thinking, go back to your notes.
Remember one more thing, and then Jenkins can go. One thing you have to remember is the same journey that you're going on is not meant for everybody else to go with you. The journey that God's taking you on is meant for just you and only you. So remember that. So whatever you're doing right now, keep doing it because it's showing out. You go,
girl. Your character's a good character.
You know what? And I thank you for saying that because I never really thought about it like that.
You're welcome, boo.
And you need to.
I never thought about it like that.
You have to though, because God removes people to show you that you don't need this person. He's probably trying to show you right now your purpose is to take care of your mom, and you're put here to do that because guess what? Nobody else is gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel bad about the type of heart you have, and whoever don't want to be your friend, Bye. Fuck you. Feed your Karina. And that's how you do it.
But we don't have to say fuck you. I don't care.
I'm working on it, Flo.
What you can say, and it's good. No, actually, Misha, it's good to think like that because that's your gangster side coming in to defend your energy, right? It comes in to defend, and you want that to defend your energy. But what you want to do is try to have, once you get, because I went through that too, like, fuck you, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Now, but yo, I'm serious. There's times when I'm like, you know what, fuck that bitch, and it'll be that quick thought. But if I don't change that real quick, Shaman, that's what you're gonna say. You know what? I understand. God did this for me. This is my gift. Thank you, God. Instead of being sad, be like, thank you, God. This is my gift. Thank you so much. And that's it. Let's see what Jenkins have to say, please, because we've been talking for a minute long. Go, Jenkins.
I had a couple of follow-up questions. Rashawn, but you say you're 23. Your mom is how old?
74.
She's 73. She adopted me.
Okay. And how many siblings do you have?
6 in my adopted family.
Okay. Are you in school?
I'm trying to start back.
Okay. And how old is your sibling just above you?
I would say 27.
Okay. And how is the oldest? I have a lot of nosy questions. I'm sorry. And how old is your oldest sibling?
It's kind of confused. It's kind of confusing because my biological mama, she had over 23 of us.
Okay. But the mom that you're taking care of, this is your adoptive mom, correct?
Yeah.
This is who you live
I call her
with.
my mom.
Okay. And this is who you live with. And she has 6 kids, right?
Yeah. All girls.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you, this is me. I'm from the South, so do excuse me. I'm going to tell you like I tell my people. You my people too now. So, okay, family, here we go. Mm-hmm. You got to look out for you. Because mama done had her life, okay? Mama got them other children trying to have their life too. So you're going to be stuck out, looking crazy, wishing that you would have went and had your life while they ain't already had theirs. Right. Mm-hmm. Don't be no fool. Now, I'm not saying don't take care of your mama, don't do for your mama. I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
No, I'm just trying to get to the point where I could take care of her, but I want to have some me time too.
Totally understandable, but you're gonna stress yourself out.
Yeah, but you're
gonna stress yourself completely out. You're gonna be somewhere in Whitfield. Whitfield is a crazy house down here, y'all.
And that's why I say like in the middle of like doing stuff for your mom or whatever it is that you do. That's why I say, let's say it comes when this is all over. For now, you have really what else is there to do besides do that? And just enjoy doing it right now, right? As much as you can, so that when the time comes and you get to go out and be yourself, that's when you say, hey, look, Mom, for these next 3 days, I'll help you out and do whatever you need to do. But the 3 days after this, I have things to do with my friends, and I'm going to be doing them. So if you can maybe get the older sister. You understand, like balancing it out?
Yeah, and that's the point too. I don't have friends here anymore.
Yeah.
My family is basically y'all. Like all of my friends I had here, I left them behind because they act like they was too better than me and stuff, and I ain't got time for that.
But they weren't your true friends anyway.
Yeah. No, they weren't.
Right. Mm-hmm. They weren't, definitely weren't. So now you do have us, and you know what? You're talking about it, just you talking about it, right? Just because you're talking about it, I swear to you, your life is gonna, even if you come on here 3 nights a week and talk about it, yo, the power of releasing your words to people that you don't really know, and it's like fresh, it is so powerful because you have to just,
just like Gina, I actually met Gina last year on Twitter, and we bonded over, Dog the Bounty Hunter and stuff, and I've been friends with her ever since, and I'm thankful for her.
That's adorable. Because you see, I know that because Gina, I know when I first met her, I knew it was because she tried to help a lot of people with different situations. And now the way you're gonna help each other here is the way we do it on a daily basis. If somebody's something, And like I said, I might not see it right there, but I always try to answer that. Okay, is everything all right? And it might be a day later. I'm sorry for that, because sometimes I tell you I have to put my phone to the side because it's too much for me. I'm the type of person, I know my boundaries, and one day out of the week or 2 days out of the week, I have to have the phone away from me, because if not, I am worried about. That's why I tell you all, whatever works for you. Don't feel bad. Oh, your sister talking about you didn't answer. Your best friend's like, bitch, I was calling you. I was about to, lose my virginity and you weren't there. And it's like whatever, no matter how big the situation is for them, I'm saying is you got to put yourself first every time, because if not, you will fucking lose your mind. You understand? So
yeah,
all the stuff, self boundaries, but coming in here and talking about it is so vital, and like it's so vital. Like it's so vital.
I do feel a little. I talked it out with y'all, so I do feel a little bit better now.
So wait, what time do you live with your mom?
Yes.
Oh shit! Because I was gonna say, like, it's gonna sound fucked up to say, but
I am trying to get into the work stuff, get in my own place.
No, what I was about to say is it's gonna sound fucked up to say, but I'm just gonna have to say it. I love my mama to death. God knows I do. But this phone stays on do not disturb because she don't be wanting nothing. She just be like, sometimes you have to do it. Like, she gets on me all the time. She don't even say hello no more. She's like, you must got that goddamn phone on do not disturb. And it's
and my mama is like, sometimes my mama, she have her good days, and sometimes my mama, she have her angry days, and it's just
listen, Rashamba, listen. When I tell you my mama doesn't say hello, yes, like she'll call me and I'll be like, hi mama, she'll be like, what I tell you, I have that phone on do not disturb. It could be a goddamn emergency. You got that phone. Lady, look, you don't want nothing. Why are you calling here and disturbing my peace right now? I'm having me time.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar, right? Sounds like everybody's mom in here.
Hang it up.
Sometimes I'll be trying to text sometimes for myself, and then my mama will call me for something.
Do not disturb.
For the stupidest thing.
And let me tell you something. And this is why we all have to laugh about it, because let me just tell you, I know damn well, like anybody in here, whether it be any of us, knows that if our child gets older, don't tell me you're not gonna be the same, because you're gonna be a little bit the same.
Definitely.
So I try to tell you, you know what, Rashamba, you helping your mom right now. Let me tell you something. You're gonna get old one day. Somebody have to wipe your ass too, and you better believe that you're gonna want your child to be there, because you're not gonna want some random nurse doing it. I'd rather have my kid right in my butt. Listen, I give my mom baths all the time. Okay. And it's not that she can't do it herself. It's just, it's easier if I do it. She feels relaxed after, she's calm. When she gives herself a shower, because she has COPD, she can hardly breathe when she's doing it. She gets tired. So I do it for her. You know what? And every time I do it, it's not like I'm like, I'm amazing, I gave my mom a whole bath. Like, no, but at the end of the day, I sit on the bed and I'm like, wow, like, I hope my kid does that for me when I get older. And, and just so you know, so you look at it however you want. I'll look at it like, people will be like, yeah, but you got to think about yourself. Like, fuck that, move out. And I'm like, listen, I can move out anytime I want. My mom lets me stay here. I hardly worry about bills because we ship in, so it's much cheaper, right? We got plenty of room here. If I'm like, Mom, do you want me to move out? If she's like, yeah, move out, I'll move out tomorrow. But she's always like, no, don't, because I'm here to help her. Do you understand? So everybody gotta understand. You can't look at things in a negative way. Exactly, man. We have each other. Yeah, see, the COPD thing, I'm gonna learn, like, hopefully one day when we all go to Costa Rica to see the shamans, I'm gonna learn how they cure that, because I know there's a cure for COPD that they're not telling us about.
And then that's my mama. She has a lot of problems. She has really bad asthma. I'm trying to get her to quit smoking.
Yeah,
do you know what me and my sisters used to do with my mom? Like, we have a school project, and somehow one of us got stuck with lung cancer. We will bring the billboard home and show our mama, and she will light up a cigarette.
My mom has COPD. She smokes, you know what I'm saying? But to her, she's been smoking like 25 years. She ain't gonna, there's no way in hell.
There ain't no stopping.
She's like, listen, if I die, I'm gonna die with a cigarette in my mouth. Get out of here. I'm like, Mom, like, you gotta.
My dad is the same way.
And I'm gonna tell you this: you do not want to be. If my mama don't have a cigarette, you do not want to be around her, because all hell gonna break loose. You better go hide under a rock or something.
Same. Like, see, I smoke, but if I don't have a cigarette all day, if it's not near me, I won't I won't like walk to the store for cigarettes. I'm like, fuck that, I'll stay without it. You know, I might have a little mental breakdown for like 55 seconds, but I'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cried over that shit before. Like, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't smoke in like 5 hours. Duh. So, you know, but anyway, so is everybody feeling good? Is everybody feeling more relaxed and easy?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and then I think about getting in these meetings. I got in a meeting late tonight because I had the wrong code.
Okay, so now that's why we're gonna from now on, everybody you can email that email that you got it from, or whatever, DM, whatever, leave it for there. So we have your phone number, so we can give you the direct link, right? So Miriam, I have a number in my phone, so I can send you the direct link from now on, right, Miriam?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I wanted to see. So I heard a suggestion that somebody wanted to watch Step Brothers, which is hilarious. But we could watch that, or I was thinking we could watch Clueless together, but you know, that's another.
Lord.
I like Clueless.
I haven't seen that movie in like years, like at least 10 years.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Walmart. Okay, so
I'm trying to charge my phone, and the charger don't even want to work.
You always have problems with the charges, bitch. I'm
trying to charge. Gina, I'm trying to charge my phone too, and my phone is literally dying.
Charger.
Hey, has anybody ever seen the movie? Has anybody ever seen the movie Gia? Gia? Anybody ever seen the movie Gia?
No. Yeah. The Jolie.
Love that.
Back? No, you never seen it?
I haven't.
Okay, well, it's kind of depressing. We'll watch it on another night. But it's about.
What's it about?
Angelina Jolie's in it. She's a model, and she's like gay in it, and she at the end she ends up like having AIDS and shit. But like it's like a good movie to watch another time, because it's like really like it's something different. Also another movie is good to watch, but like it's a very sensitive topic. Boys Don't Cry. It's a good movie to watch.
Oh, I love that movie.
$1 Million Baby was a good movie. Have you ever seen it's an old movie. It's with hold on, give me a second.
Oh my God, don't cut off. Don't
slow. Have you seen how the fuck you say that? Acrimony, whoever. Have you seen that with Taraji P. Henson?
Acrimony. Yes.
Bitch, all I have to say is I don't blame her. I would do the same shit.
Oh my God, that was so good.
That was kind of.
I would have did the same thing. I'm sorry.
It was good.
Even though he paid her back, it's still like you still put me in a whole lot of
Have you guys ever seen Mystic River? You know I like drama, like mysteries and shit. Like, have you ever seen Mystic River? Mystic River? No.
I'm always watching some criminal stuff. I'm always watching CSI or something criminal.
Same. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, we have to talk about that for 1 second. I'm gonna keep it. Do you guys know that when you already have depressive like things, and those are like tendencies, those are the shows, movies and stuff, stay away from them, because they will fill your mind up with more conspiracies that you already have built up inside of your anxiety-ridden, bipolar asses. All of us have that shit, so I don't watch that shit no more. I used to watch crime specials all the time.
I believe it's low.
I hate it.
And every time.
I used to watch that stuff so much. I started watching it when I was to be a serial killer.
And you got to stop doing that. Now it's time. Now you got to stop doing that. I'm going to tell you why. If you have tendencies to be a depressive person or be down or have anxiety, those types of things will just bring you more down. So what you want to do is find anything happy. Like before you go to bed, people who have like depressive and stuff like that, when you first wake up, the first thing we see, the last thing we see will affect ultimately how we sleep and how we stay awake for that day. So I suggest before you go to bed, you put on something light, like a comedy special or something, you watch it. I like to revert back to all the special, all the good scenes in a movie. I go on YouTube and I put, the ending to movies, the best parts, like You're the One That I Want and Sister Act and West Side Story and things like that, because they make me happy before I sleep, right? You want to do that because you don't want to think negative thoughts.
Y'all see my dog being nosy?
So cute.
Let me see. What kind of dog is he?
Aww.
He a terrier mix. Oh,
cute.
You know, he comforts me when I cry.
And because they, and animals animals can sense when somebody is sick or when they're sad all the time. It's a very well-known fact that people have found out they had cancer because their dog would go next to them every day to one particular part of their body, and they would find out that they had cancer by the dog crying on their stomach or their leg or something like that. First Wives Club, that's a good one. She's in that movie that I was talking about. It's before First Wives Club, though. It's her and the other lady, and they take the potion that keeps them younger, and then their bodies start falling apart at the end.
Oh, that's not called Mystic River. That's Death Becomes Her. You talking about that?
Oh my God, I love you. I love you. Yo, bro.
That is so funny. Oh, Goldie Hawn. I love it.
I just want to let y'all know half of these movies y'all talking about I've never seen.
Yeah, you were young. You were very young when they
y'all young. These are classics. Yes, but they're enjoyable. You'll enjoy it.
Okay, so should we watch Death Becomes Her? That movie's funny.
That is so funny.
That movie is funny. You guys want to watch it? It's actually very
I'm down.
And weird too.
Yes, I mean, but they're funny. Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn are funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious. It's fucking funny, and the ending is to die for. You'll love it. All right. So I'm gonna see if I can get on my phone. Give me a second, because I was gonna say we need to watch that, because we need to put these kids onto these classic movies. But First Wives Club is one of my favorite movies, actually, and so is Mad Money is a really good movie too. You ever saw Mad Money?
No.
With Queen Latifah.
Oh, and yes.
You want to watch that?
I don't care.
I don't care. I'm down for whatever.
Okay, Death Becomes Her. You're gonna love because it's fucking hilarious. Yo, I swear. So funny. Okay.
I'm about to throw my phone out the window.
My phone ain't charging.
My phone is acting a fool while it's trying to charge.
Well, I fucking hate iPhone chargers.
Right.
Girl, aren't they the worst? You gotta buy them every 3 weeks or so.
You gotta get the cheap ones from Amazon.
I'm using my Android computer, my Android tablet charger to charge my phone, and it's charged. Oh, I'm about to throw both of them out the window.
This fucking thing is not charging. Pisses me off.
You gotta get another charger. If it's not charging, it'll fuck up your phone.
What movie did we decide on?
Death Becomes Her.
Only way like my phone was charged.
My iPad, okay?
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Oh yeah, let me stop recording. Thank you.
All right.